Yo, this is Terrell from D-Line Hall of Fame. This is Bully Rant. This topic is one of hot debate lately. And, I guess I fit into there because I have several dogs that have champion titles and whatnot. And someone asked me very recently, what did I think about the titles and what do the titles mean? And I mean, at this point, not to try to take a shot at anybody, it's all some of the titles mean something. I think when you look at the titles, you have to look at who you've beaten along the way or what shows you've won. Have you won any credible shows? Were there any other dogs to be mentioned or talked about under some of those titles? And, if your dog is legitimate. Some dogs are so good that you can say, hey, it don't matter who who showed up that day, they had a good shot to win it. And then we have some of these dogs that are champions that really shouldn't even be in the situation to have points. I think my personal opinion on the whole champion thing is this. It's been, the champion title has been negated in a lot of ways by the fact that so many people have these titles. And when you look at a lot of these dogs that are so-called champions, they don't really meet the criteria of a champion. And it's not to take a shot at anybody, so I don't want to start hearing that shit. But the reality of the situation is that you have these dogs and they have noticeable flaws. They have terrible movement. They don't fit the standard in any way, shape, or form. They've gone out and I've seen some advertisement for 3 shows in one day, 4 shows in 2 days, different judges, you get all your points. I mean, really, did you win anything? If your dog is the only one that shows up, that's even an average dog with a bunch of below average dogs at the show, you can champ out in one day. And I think that's why the title itself is sort of ridiculous. I mean, more so than anything, I don't think that if I was judging, just put it that way, if I was judging at certain events, a lot of dogs just wouldn't get points. And you can do that, and I don't know why more judges don't do that. If I have a series of dogs that comes through here and I don't like the dogs per se as giving them a first place to win championship points, whether that's a ridiculously high rear or a swayed back or bad feet or whatever, if it's something major that says that I don't want to get his dog a first place point, you can easily just hand out second and third and hold back the first place because you don't feel like these dogs really deserve that title. And that could uphold the integrity of your registry, and it could uphold the integrity of the championship title. Once you have a situation where every dog is walking around with a title, it's hard to distinguish who's who. And it's been a thing that sort of, really irritates me a lot now because I see everybody champion this, grand champion that, champion this, grand champion that. Then you see the dogs and they really wouldn't even fit into a standard of what they're supposed to be, And it's messing up the breed in a lot of ways because you have all of these champions and newer people and people who are just consumers that want to buy a pet. They say, oh yeah, I got my dog off of this champion or that champion, or it was a double champion breeding. And what they're not being told in the process is that this double champion breeding has a double set of major flaws, that goes along with it. That really doesn't make your puppy, what you would think it would be, which would be a championship puppy. The puppy's probably going to be in their same level, but you probably have to find more shows where nobody's going to show up. So yeah, as far as the championship title, in my opinion, yeah, it's nice, and you always have to give the dogs credit for what they have won and have accomplished. But in reality, it's diminishing a lot more by the day, and by the weekend, there's new champions crowned, every weekend. So pretty much at this point, I think a couple registries are making it a little harder, and hopefully the competition keeps going up higher and higher in all of these registries. But at some point you have to find a way and instruct the judges just not to give away all these points if the dogs don't meet the criteria. So that's my opinion on that. I'm pretty sure it'll be 5 or 6 people to tell me about myself on that one, but so what. Hey, y'all have a good day, and if you have anything you want me to discuss, just send it to me and we'll see if we can discuss it. And I've been urging y'all for this forever. Send me your own bully rants on topics that interest you or your concerns with the bully game so I can post them up and I won't be the only face on here. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.